Zuberi and the Horns of the Forgotten. In the coastal village of Orokana, where mangrove roots twisted like sleeping giants and ancestral drums echoed from sun-bleached cliffs, a boy named Zuberi was born during a storm that swallowed the moon. The waves climbed higher than the lighthouse. Lightning struck the sacred baobab tree. Fishermen wailed as their nets snapped and released their catch. A leviathan's carcass washed ashore, its mouth wide, its tongue missing, and its belly sliced open as if something had clawed its way out. The village priest staggered into the square, his eyes rolling white. The sea god returns, but not as a god. As a weapon. Zuberi did not cry. He growled, a rumble so deep the earth shivered. Glass shattered. Tides paused. By the age of 4, he could breathe underwater for hours. By 6, he could command eels with a whisper. Once, he vanished into the lagoon for 3 days. When he returned, he was riding a shark with a bite mark shaped like a human hand. The elders began to avoid him. Mothers whispered behind closed doors. His blood is salt, one said. No child with bones that glow should be fed. One night, Zuberi walked into the village square and screamed. Windows burst. Palms caught fire. In his dreams, a horned figure had whispered, "You are the key. You are the cage. And I am waking." They tried to chain him to the ocean cliff, beneath the broken lighthouse. But rusted chains turned to vapor when they touched his skin. "We'll bury him beneath the crying island," said the chief. "Let the ghost have him." They lured him onto a boat with stories of hidden treasure. As soon as the tide pulled them past the coral wall, the villagers cast him into the black waters and sailed away. Zuberi sang for what felt like hours. Voices surrounded him, some screaming, some singing, all in a language made of bubbles and bone. He landed in a cavern beneath the sea. There were murals on the walls. Beasts with twisted horns, eyes like moons, and children with flames for hair. "You are one of the horned," said a voice. "The 11th born. The lock and the breaker." In the center of the cavern stood a throne made of whale bones. At its base lay a horn, split in half. As Zuberi touched it, the ocean trembled. He blew into it. No sound came. But the world heard. The crying island split in two. Ghosts emerged, limping, wailing, gnashing their teeth. They had been waiting for their herald. They followed him. For 3 years, Zuberi vanished from history. But the world did not forget. Tides reversed. Storms formed in deserts. Children began dreaming of a boy with black eyes and a scarred chest, walking atop waves. He reappeared during the Feast of Blood Moons. The village of Orokana was celebrating the anniversary of his death. He stepped into the square, horns slung across his back, eyes like deep water trenches. The crowd fell silent. "You fed me to ghosts," he said. "But I ate them. And now I speak their names." He raised the horn. This time, it wailed, a sound so terrible birds died mid-flight. Stone wept. The sky turned green. From the sea came his army, the forgotten, clad in barnacle armor and coral blades. their mouths stitched shut, their hearts beating in jars tied to their belts. "Cleanse them," Zuberi said. The forgotten marched. Spears danced. Screams filled the sky. But as the first villager fell, Zuberi hesitated. He saw a girl hiding beneath the drum stand, her eyes the same as his mother's. He lowered the horn. The forgotten paused. "Not this way," he whispered. "I am not just the cage. I am the key." He turned the horn toward himself and blew. The sound split the air, and with it, the veil between worlds. From the bridge came the horn god, towering, ancient, stitched with shadow and storm. "You kept my throne warm, child," the god rumbled. "I didn't warm it," Zuberi replied. "I broke it." He raised his hands, and the whalebone throne shattered into dust. The horn dissolved. The horn god screamed, a sound that burned trees to ash, and lunged. They fought across sky and sea. Storm against storm. Memory against myth. At the edge of dawn, only one stood, Zuberi, broken but breathing. The villagers emerged from hiding. No one spoke. No one moved. Zuberi turned his back to them. "This village buried me," he said. "I will not bury it. But I will never call it home again." He vanished into the rising tide, footprints glowing. In the years that followed, his legend spread. Islands worshipped him. Empires feared him. He became myth wrapped in skin. Some say he walks with thunder. Others say he rides whales that sing forgotten lullabies. But in quiet moments, when the sea is calm and the wind holds its breath, fishermen say they hear a horn's low cry and remember a boy they tried to drown. Lessons. Destiny often arrives wearing a storm. Zuberi was not born into peace, but into chaos, and that chaos carved the path for his power. What we fear, we often betray. His village feared what they could not understand, and chose exile over acceptance. Not all prisons are built with walls. Zuberi's deepest cage was the silence forced on him, the identity denied to him. The things meant to drown you may teach you to breathe deeper. His fall into the sea was not his end, it was his awakening. Revenge is easy. Restraint is power. He could have let the forgotten consume his past, but he chose to sever the cycle. Myth is not born. It's earned in silence, in scars, in survival. Zuberi became legend not because he was feared, but because he endured. Even the gods bleed when the forgotten rise. The horn god fell not to rage, but to a boy who remembered his name.